it's Julia, and for today's video I'm going to be doing my October wrap-up where I show you guys all the books that I read throughout the month of October and my thoughts on them and all that sort of stuff. And I do want to mention I did read a total of 24 things this month, things being graphic novels. I read a lot of graphic novels, mangas, and novels. So yeah, also I don't own a lot of these physically because some of these I got from the library. So yes, gonna be some pictures of the books in this video instead of me holding them. Hope that's okay, but let's get started. The first book I read throughout the month of October was Dark Fever by Karen Marie Moning. This is the first book in the Fever series, and this is an urban fantasy series that involves the Fae, and it's about a girl who, her sister gets murdered. She gets this mysterious phone call from her sister before she was killed, and she goes to Dublin to investigate the situation, and she discovers that she can see the Fae. So, this was my first series that mainly focused on the Fae. I have read series where they're like incorporated in, but this was like the main paranormal creature was the Fae. Did I like it? Yeah, it was entertaining. It was easy to read. I really liked our main male lead in this, like the main man in the story. I liked him a lot. He's probably one of my favorite characters in the story. Do I think it was written good? No, it was okay. It's not like amazingly written, but I still did enjoy it, thought it was entertaining, and I gave it a 3.75 out of 5. Next book I read this month was An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, and this is the last John Green book currently that I've had to read. So this is the last, so basically I've read all his books now. I'm so proud. Anyways, this is about a boy named, who knows, what's his name? Colin, and he's dated like 19 Catherines. And it's about him, and he gets broken up. Another Catherine dumps him. It's all about him. Contemporary. Did I like it? Meh. No. It was okay. His writing wasn't that great. Colin is a child prodigy, which was like the only aspect I found kind of interesting, was to read from his perspective like that. And it was okay overall. Definitely the book I enjoyed the least out of John Green's, and yeah, but I gave this book a 2.5 out of 5. Sorry for my little position change, but let's keep going. The next thing I read was a manga, and this is Blue Exorcist Volume 5, and I'm really enjoying this series. Again, I just adore it. And if you don't know, it's about a guy named Rin, and he discovers he is the son of Satan, and it's about him going to school to become an exorcist. It's very good. I'm really getting used to these characters in the story, and I'm excited to continue with it. I actually just bought the next volume, so I'm gonna keep going with these. I'm enjoying them. Oh, I gave it a 4. Forgot to mention that. I gave it a 4 out of 5. The next book I read was Right Behind You by Gail Gillis. I really enjoyed this book, and it is about a boy named Kip, and when he was 9, he set another child on fire, and this got him in a lot of juvenile detention centers and a lot of therapy and things like that, but it's about him getting out when he is older and trying to make a new name for himself and trying to redeem himself for his mistake. And did I love it? Yeah, I loved it. Why do I keep asking myself questions? I really enjoyed it. It was very well done. It was really nice, dark contemporary. It was very fast paced. The book is not that long and the font is pretty big, so it was a really nice kind of quick read, and it was a wonderful story. The writing was good. I really enjoyed our characters, and I gave it a 4.25 out of 5. Book I read was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Finally, I read this. Finally. I did review for this. Am I gonna post it? I don't know. If you guys want to see it, let me know. I don't know, because I noticed that you guys don't really like book reviews, so but you know. So this book is about a girl named Selena Saradathian, and she's an assassin, and she gets caught and put basically into slavery, basically contacted and given an opportunity to compete in a competition to become the king's assassin. And if you are his loyal assassin for, I believe, 4 years, you get freedom. So Selena takes up on this offer. It's about her and competing in the competition. I really enjoyed the writing. The characters were good. They definitely grew on me. Something was missing because fantasy isn't my type of genre particularly, but I did end up giving it about a 3.75 to a 4 out of 5 stars. Next, I read a graphic novel that I got from the library, and that was Psychiatric Tales by Darrell Cunningham. Yeah, this is basically a bunch of mental illnesses kind of told through a graphic novel. I enjoyed it. I thought it represented them well. It was a quick read, and I enjoyed the stories, and I thought it was a very important book to get. I just thought it was an important book, you know, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. Next, I picked up Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I ended up giving this book a... Hold up. This is just the sequel to Throne of Glass, and I enjoyed this way more than Throne of Glass. Just let me say that now. The characters definitely evolved, and there was so much action and things going on, and I really enjoyed my time reading it, and I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5. So this is about, I think, the book that I gave one of the highest ratings this month, but I really enjoyed my time reading it, so yeah. And after that, I chose to pick up a bunch of graphic novels. So I picked up The Walking Dead Days Gone By, this is the first Walking Dead graphic novel, which if you don't know what The Walking Dead is, it is basically about a bunch of zombies, and they invade a town, and it's about all the people trying to survive. I've never seen the show. Graphic novels were good. I enjoyed the first one very much. Interesting story. I liked it. It was good. I gave it a 4 to 5. Second one, next I read the second Walking Dead graphic novel, which this one's called Miles Behind Us. Enjoyed it. Gave it a 3.5. Not as good as the first one. Then I read the third one, which is Safety Behind Bars, which I gave a 3.75 to a 4. Yeah. And the 11th thing I read this month was Saga Volume 1. I just kind of saw this at the library, and I was like, oh, I've heard wonderful things about you. I'm going to get to you. So I read it. It's inappropriate. If you're young, don't read it. I'm young-ish. 14. Is that young to you? I don't know. But is it, like, I don't think it's recommended for people who are my age, but, you know, I read it. It is inappropriate. It does have nudity and coarse language and things like that, so be aware of that. It is a sci-fi graphic novel. The world is very interesting, and the characters were good. I didn't love it, but I liked it, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. I picked up Lock and Key, Welcome to Lovecraft, another graphic novel, and this one is written by Joe Hill and is illustrated by something Rodriguez. I enjoyed the story. This is about kind of like this house, and there's a bunch of hidden keys, kind of, and then the keys open these doors, and the doors have weird things inside them, kind of, and I ended up enjoying it. 3.5 to 3.75. Then I read Joyland by Stephen King. This book is a carnival-related novel, and it follows... Hey, look, you can see the stack. You're not supposed to see those. This is about a man named Devin, and he takes a summer job at Joyland, which is like an amusement park, and it's about him and his bond with people who work there and customers. And there is, like, I thought it was gonna be more mystery, like more mysterious, and it does have a storyline about how one of the rides, like, someone died in or whatever. Someone was murdered, and they still don't know who it was, but it's not based on that. Like, it's not like the whole book trying to find out who it is, but it does get, as the story goes on, it kind of becomes more important. But this book was a little underwhelming for me. Not much was going on. It was pretty slow for how short it was. I did like Devin, and he kind of had this really beautiful bond with this boy, a young boy who was sick, and he helped him out, and that was probably like my favorite aspect of the whole story, was his bond with this young boy. It warmed my heart. It was adorable, but the resolution and like the big climax and all that stuff, it wasn't that great. I still did enjoy it. Stephen King, his writing was good. If you're basing this writing to like any other book, it's amazing writing. If you're basing it to other Stephen King books, it's decent, not the best Stephen King has written. Story-wise, underwhelming. I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5. Next up, I read Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. This is a bunch of graphic novel short stories, kind of revolving around the woods. It's considered horror. Did I think it was that scary? Not really. Art-wise, the art is absolutely beautiful. It's not spoiling. The art was absolutely beautiful. I really enjoyed the artwork. Style is just beautiful. The stories were underwhelming. The stories weren't that great. They weren't underwhelming, but they weren't that great. Not all of them impressed me. I think my favorite two, I know I listed out my ratings individually on Goodreads for each story, but I enjoyed Our Neighbor's House and The Nesting Place. And I think those two. I enjoyed those two the most. Overall, I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. I gave it a 3 to 3.5, so somewhere in there. 3.25, basically. Next book that I read was Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in the series. This took me a while. It's pretty big, and it was really, really slow. Very slow. That bothered me a lot. I felt like nothing. Okay, like I said, I enjoyed Throne of Glass. I love Crown of Midnight. This, I didn't like. Basically, like, I liked Rowan and some of the other characters that we were introduced to, but the story was very slow, and I don't really like the direction that the series went in. That's why I'm really anxious to pick up Queen of Shadows, but I am excited because the way this one ended, I think it set up really nicely for Queen of Shadows, so hopefully I'll like Queen of Shadows more, but I just didn't really like it a lot. I don't really like the way the series went, the direction it went in, but still good writing, still characters I enjoy, and I gave it a 3 out of 5. Next, I read The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I really enjoyed this book, one of the favorites from this month. I really liked, well, basically, let me tell you what it's about. It is about a boy named Nobody Owens, and his family gets murdered. He manages to escape at a very young age, and he stumbles into a graveyard, and he gets raised by ghosts, and it's a wonderful story. It is a middle grade, actually, but it is very, very good. I really love the writing. The characters in the world were so built up and beautiful. I don't remember what I didn't really like about it exactly, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the majority of it, and I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5, and I may even boost that up a little bit, but yes. Read Black Butler Volume 5, and in Black Butler, it's about this guy, Butler, who serves this boy. The butler's kind of mysterious, and I don't know how to explain it really, but I really enjoyed this. I enjoy the story. I'm sorry for the camera moving. My memory card got full. I've been filming videos for you guys. Hey, sorry. So, like I said, I enjoyed this. I gave this a 4 out of 5, so it was good. It was good. I read Black Butler Volume 6. Enjoyed this one very much. This one had kind of a circusy kind of thing going on. Like, they were at like a circus and like a carnival kind of style, and I really, really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.25. I like it. Next, I read Saga Volume 2 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Am I right? Yes, I am right. Yes. Oh, this one's cute. Okay, so hopefully this isn't a spoiler. I don't think so. Anyways, so how I felt about this. Wasn't as good as the first one. Gave it 3.75. Yeah, I'll probably continue when the next one comes available to my library. And next book I read was the graphic novel for The Walking Dead. This is Volume 4, and it's called The Heart's Desire. Yeah, and I didn't really like this one that much. I don't know why I didn't like it as much as the other ones. Like, as I said, I enjoyed the other ones a lot more. This one kind of just like a drama and gives me that soap opera vibe. Not that I don't like soap operas, because I watch soap operas, but this just gave me that soap opera vibe. And in graphic novels, I don't particularly like a ton of drama in graphic novels. I just like action in graphic novels, and that's what we had in this series. And now it's becoming so dramatic with all these people, and I'm like, I don't care about your drama. I just want to see the fighting and stuff. But yes, so I gave it 2 out of 5. I just didn't like it. Next book I read, hey, wait a minute, I forgot to mention I did the Dway's 24-hour read-a-thon. These two I read during the read-a-thon, and I read the 2 Black Butlers during the read-a-thon, and the rest of these I read during the read-a-thon. So just remember that as I talk about the rest. I read these during the 24-hour read-a-thon. But I read Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. This is about, how do you describe what this is about? This is about a guy and his friend, and they kind of form this club, and basically it's like in this bar, like really late at night, and it's where all these men go to fight, and there's certain rules for Fight Club. Hold on, let me get the rules.
The first rule about Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule about Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. What? Okay then, the third rule of Fight Club is 2 men per fight. The fourth rule of Fight Club is 1 fight at a time. The fifth rule of Fight Club is no shoes, no shirts in the fight. The sixth rule of Fight Club is the fight goes on as long as they have to.
So, this was very shocking. This will blow your mind most likely, unless you catch the twist or unless you've seen the movie already. I didn't. The writing and the story didn't impress me too much. I didn't love it that much, but the ending made up for a lot of it for me, and I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5. So yeah. Now I read another book that I was really impressed with, and that is Last Night I Sang to the Monster by Benjamin O'Leary Science. And if you've heard of Aristotle and Dante, and then the rest of the long title, if you've read that, I really recommend picking this up. It's by the same author, Benjamin O'Leary Science. This book, oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. I loved it. This almost made me cry. I've never cried while reading a book. This almost, like, my eyes were kind of watering a little bit, but I didn't, like, and nothing dripped down my face, but so close, so close. I wish I could give it that award, but I can't. But this is about a boy named Zach, and he, like most mental health novels, which I do love reading those types of books, but like most of them, usually it is at a psychiatric ward or a mental hospital or something of that sort. This was at like a camp, and you could go kind of when you wanted to, you can leave when you want to, and it was different. The environment was different. I really love Zach's bond with his roommates. That was like one of the most beautiful things ever. And on the back, if you're wondering, it says, some people have dogs, not me. I have a therapist. His name is Adam. I'd rather have a dog. I mean, a lot of quotes. It was so beautiful. The writing is absolutely perfect. I would recommend this just to read it for the writing. The quotes are perfect. If you're into reading books like this, I would really, really recommend this one. And I'm probably going to pick up more by Benjamin O'Leary Science, because the 2 books I've read by him I enjoyed a lot. So I gave this one a 4.25 out of 5. Down to the last 2. Okay, I read Clockwork Princess, the graphic novel, but written by Cassandra Clare and art by... no idea how to say this. I apologize. This is obviously the graphic novel version of Clockwork Princess, the last book in the Unfurled Devices. I have read the full novels. I'm just kind of making my way through the graphic novels as well. It's nice to experience the story again. Tessa annoys the crap out of me in these. I don't know what it is. I don't remember her being that annoying in the novels. In the graphic novels, she's so annoying, and she just stands there looking pretty and smiling, and I'm like, girl, you don't do anything. Well, she does. She does fight a lot, but whatever. She annoys me in these. And why is Magnus's hair is long? Why is Magnus, his hair is long? If you've read these and looked at the pictures, Magnus, like, no, he doesn't, whatever. But I still did enjoy the story a lot more than I thought it was. A lot more, but obviously the story is amazing. But I gave it a 4 and 5. So yeah. The last book I read is a very popular one, and that is The Little Prince by, how do you say this? Antonio de Saint-Exupéry, something like that. This is about a boy. I don't know how to describe this. Sorry. So how I felt about it. I don't know. I didn't really like it. I liked how he was going to different planets and stuff, but it wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be. It was a little bit disappointing. I'm sorry. I see how it could be good for younger kids, but at the same time, I was like, Anyways, I think there's better books for kids to read than this. I did like the illustrations though. Hold up. And this edition is pretty because the ends are gold, but the illustration, like this, or on the first page there's some interesting ones like this and this and this. So I gave it a 3 out of 5. Yes. Those were all the books I read in the month of October. How did I do? I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I feel like I read too many graphic novels and not enough novels. I read some books on my TBR. Throne of Glass was on my TBR. Right Behind You was on my TBR. Last Night I Sang to the Monster was on my TBR. Fight Club was on my TBR. I read books on my TBR. That's the only good thing. I wish I read more novels. Julia, read more novels next month. So, not that impressed. Wish I did a bit better, but I am happy I marathoned the first 3 books in the Throne of Glass series because that was a lot of fun. And I like marathon and trilogies. It's not a trilogy, but whatever. Yeah, that, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you read in the month of October down below. Oh my god, I sound so dead. Let me know what you guys read in the month of October down in the comments. I'd love to know if you guys have read any of these books or enjoyed them. Let me know in a comment, or if you would like to read them, let me know. I'd love to know. I like talking to you guys. Comment down below. If you have any requests for me, leave them down below. I'll see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!